This is my first ever YouTube video, and we're coming out with a banger. We're doing UFC fighters with the biggest switch ups. Good or bad? It's good or bad. This past year, I'm gonna name 3 fighters because they've been around the biggest switch ups. Most of them are new. Well, actually, all three, all three of them are new. All 3 of them are new in the switch up term. I did 1 good and 2 are bad, and they're probably they're the most obvious ones. Which one or why? I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna just say the fighter and give my opinion on it. If they're bad, if they're good, if their switch up was a good or bad switch up. Let's get right into it. We're going to the first one. The first one is Joshua Van. This one makes me mad. This one annoys the fuck out of me. Before the fucking fight with Pantoja, he was a fan favorite. Everyone was loving after the Royval fight. After a week's notice, fight of the year, arguably, most likely, and he won the fight. He became the #1 contender and faced off against Pantoja in that same card. And then, I listed a couple bullet points for the keynotes to to the narrative before. He was, I think he's 22, 23. It literally says right there, young enough, could be one of the youngest fighters to win. Could win the belt even if he loses, young enough to win the belt. Or if he did win, he could be one of the youngest fighters to win the belt. So he had a win-win situation. He was young enough to be a champion, or be a champion and be one of the youngest. And before the fight, people were saying, he kind of became the #1 contender. You can't really be a dark horse and be a #1 contender, but he was equal to Tatsuro Taira and Cap. Cap was a on and off fighter. He was good. It's just that he kept missing weight, so we never actually had like a full on moment with him. But he was the person who was like, okay, if Tatsuro Taira is not gonna beat him or Cap, it's possible Joshua Van can, since he had good takedown defense, he had great striking, was not getting tired, so he had a good chance of beating him. And then the fight happens. Fake champion, should have been a no contest. Fake humble, will easily be beat by Taira Cap. Actually, let me just say it. I'm gonna get more mad every fucking bullet point I go. Fake champion, and should have been a no contest. It's kind of the same thing, but since people were saying, since the way he won, people were like, oh, how can you win like that and be proud? That should have been no contest since he didn't do the damage, even though he pushed he caught the arm and pushed him down, causing the event to happen. It's not like fucking Pantoja meant to go on his back on purpose, and he made Pantoja reach with his hand and bend it. I think it was actually the shoulder. Either way, it made the fight stop, and people were mad that it should have been no contest, which doesn't make sense because I kind of been on and off about the Curtis Blaydes versus Tom Aspinall win, but it makes more sense since Curtis Blaydes, he didn't cause it, but he gave an effect to where Tom Aspinall fucked up his leg. So I can understand why people were saying it was a win. But either way, after the fight, fucking Joshua Van has said, he's like, no, I don't really count this as a win. I want a rematch straight after. I want to beat him fair. Like he literally said, like he wants to run it back as fast, quickly as possible with Pantoja if he can. So it's not like he's like, after the fight, he was like, no, I'm not going to fight Pantoja. No, I'm not going to fucking, these fucking dweebs in the fucking TikTok were rage baiting me. They were rage baiting me. I'm not going to lie. They were fucking making me mad because their brain was just not working. The 3rd point really made me mad. Fake humble. I have seen the fight. I have seen when he won. Literally all he does, and I've I kept seeing this in every comment where it's like, why did he celebrate like that? Why is he celebrating like he just like he actually won the belt? Like why is he celebrating like he actually beat him? First off, I like from the time they stopped the fight to when Joshua Van came up to him and went up to Pantoja on the floor. That was like 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds of celebration. It wasn't even 10 seconds. As soon as the fight ended, he went up to the cage, he hit his chest and shit, Like he gave a yell, and that's it. That is it. That little thing is what people are getting mad at. And then when they gave him the belt, his coach, not himself, his coach, he himself got the idea of putting him on his shoulders and riding him around like around the ring. So, so, so people are mad, and didn't even last long either too. So that narrative really made me mad because people are just saying shit at this point. Not even 10 seconds after the fight, he literally went up to Pantoja, said whatever he said to him, and then went back, and then he just walked around the ring. People are acting like he did three backflips on him. People are acting like he gave a Michael Chandler fucking celebration on him. All bro did was went up to the cage, and he just won the title, and one of the, I think, I don't know, was like the second or something, but he was like one of the youngest people to win a title, obviously behind John Jones. And you're not gonna celebrate that? Like, I'm confused. Like, what do you want it? Like, did they want it to be stone face and not just be completely fucking a robot? That narrative, like, that made me mad the most because people were over exaggerating the way he celebrated. So, and then obviously the other points was like, the thing is, Tatsuto Taira, I do think has a good chance of beating him. Obviously, because his ground game is still untested against someone like Tatsuto Taira since they're different. But people were saying, I've seen videos of people saying Tatsuto Taira saved the division. I know you guys do not mean that. You guys did not care about Tatsuto Taira before the Brandon Moreno fight. People do not care about him. They only care about him because they hate Joshua Van. Like, that's it. That's literally it. I bet my life savings, as soon as Tatsuto Taira wins, they're gonna hate on him because he's gonna be because that's it. That's it. That's how MMA fans are. They're sensitive as fuck. They're as sensitive as fuck, bro. By the way they just treat UFC fighters like they're fucking toys, bro. They like them 1 second, and as soon as they find a reason not to like them, they throw them away. Say with Cap, they're gonna easily beat Joshua Van, easily. Not like, oh, a close fight. They're gonna easily beat him now. Like, even though Joshua Van was hyped as fuck, now all of a sudden he's gonna be beat by everyone, and then he's gonna win in the rematch. Even though that's probably not gonna happen. Literally the first exchanges, I'm pretty sure this. As I keep looking at it, they were grabbing up. It looked like Pantoja was trying to take him down, but he didn't. And then the head kick, and then he fell. But yeah, this one made me mad because people were people were dragging the fuck out of this. People were acting like he just did 5 celebrations at once on Pantoja. So this one really made me mad. On to the next one, Peter Yan. Now, to be fair, this one no one do. No one. You'd be looked as dumb if people came up to you with a serious, but like, yo, Peter Yan's gonna win. Peter Yan's gonna destroy him. Peter Yan. We, yes, we all thought this shit. Yes, me and you all thought this shit. We all thought that he was gonna lose more badly, bro. I posted on Instagram. I literally said as soon as the fight announced, yo, can't wait for him to 50-45 him again. And then, bro, no one thought this shit was gonna happen, which is more impressive, honestly. And from the eye test, like the bullet points were making sense. Like he didn't, if you look at it, he did not improve much as Merab, which is kind of true because in the beginning, Merab was more like he was just more of a takedown, more than actual striker type guy. During the fight with Peter Yan, he was using the takedown to strike, so that made him obviously more better and helped him win the fight. Obviously 50-45 and basically. So, and he got better with the strike, and he beat Umar, and then he manhandled Sean, and then beat Corey, all in the same year. And he was improving. He did look like he was improving with each fight. People were thinking like, if he's improving with each fighter, one was a grappler and a striker, and the two of them were obviously strikers. He's obviously just gonna win. Like, no one thought he was gonna win, and then the memes like he's gathering data, so he's gonna take off the first couple rounds. That's kind of impossible to do with Merab because he gets better with the rounds, as seen with Umar, since he was arguably losing 2-0 and then came back with a 3-2 against Umar. So literally, and then like 1 in a million chance he wins. If you literally tell anyone who knew about the fight, who knew about the fighters, who knew about the backstory, like if they knew knowledge, They would be like, bro, Peter Yan's not winning. Peter Yan is not going to be close to winning. It's gonna be obvious Marab domination, possibly a sub. I honestly thought he was gonna submit him. That was kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie, that was dumb, bro. Chill. But we all thought that shit was gonna happen. And then after the fight, total domination, but not by Marab. It was by Peter Yan. He made Marab look easy. Like, if whatever you want to say, yes, Marab did make it competitive in a sense. Like, he was there, but like it was just Peter Yan like comfortably winning the rounds. Marab was there. It's just that Peter Yan was just like, if you were looking at the fight, you would just be like, all right, Marab is obviously making it somewhat competitive, but you could clearly tell Peter Yan is just winning. And it was so funny at one of the rounds. I think it was round three or four, where where Marab picks him up, takes him that, like, he tries to emote on him. He tries to like little bro him, like Henry Cejudo. He drops him, and then Peter Yan goes back up immediately. So all that was, it made him more tired than Peter, which was the funniest part. But like, he got 50-45, and in the rematch, he arguably 50-45 Marab. I think the first round is what they gave Marab on one of them, or two of them, I forgot. But it was arguably a 50-45. I noticed. I don't know if it was really that, but he made Marab look more tired. Like, usually it stops. Like, I kind of thought it was gonna be a Umar type thing when I was watching it. Like, the first two rounds, I'm like, okay, maybe he's losing. I thought it was gonna be like, okay, Peter is gonna win the first either one or two rounds. Marab is gonna come back in the three, four, five, the championship rounds, since he did that with Umar, which is, Umar is arguably a harder fight, since he did have the takedown threat, which he was using in the first two rounds. So in my mind, I was like, okay, maybe Marab, but no, he made it look like he did not, and especially with the body kicks. So I'm surprised it worked really well. Marab Marab really kind of reminds me of Anthony Hernandez with the body kicks. Like, if you hurt him in the body enough, he will, like, he will lose. It happened with Kevin Holland, I'm pretty sure, when he got hit with the body. So as soon as he did the two body shots, the body leg kicks, he was he was winning. He was winning, and now people are saying he's gonna win in the rematch, which obviously now, like, obviously, it's kind of hard for Marab to win, or like to do anything really much different, since that was his style, was to overwhelm the person. But since Peter Yan doesn't he'll get taken down for 1 second, go back up. So it's not gonna work. Yeah, I mean, Peter Yan's Lucas Tracy, he's a goat. Like, cause he got that shit right. He got that shit right. So I can't even be mad at him. On to the next one. Tom Aspinall. This one also gets me as mad. Obviously, because it's like a bad narrative shift. Obviously, I like the fighter. So obviously, if he gets a bad narrative shift for a bad reason, I'm gonna get mad. Obviously, versus Cyril Gahn, the narrative was he's gonna easily KO or sub Gahn in the first round, which everyone thought. Like, because Gahn, even before I think it was Spivak. No, it wasn't Spivak. It was one the Russian dude. I don't know why I'm blanking, but he lost. He lost that fight. He got a robbed winner win. So he was arguably already, like, not not looking good against Tom Aspinall, who has a ground game, who can KO you, who can easily sub you if you're not careful. In hindsight, people were just looking at it as like, okay, he's gonna quickly beat him, and then he's gonna fight someone else after. And obviously, people were saying God did not have a chance. And obviously, people were saying God did not have a chance, which I also thought. Obviously, you've seen the fight. You know what happens. Boom. Yes, he did. He did get two fucking fingers up in his eye. The picture doesn't show it, but I don't know if it was after, before, but during that sequence, those eyes go in his eyeballs and come out, fingernails and everything. And you would think by this, because it was a no contest since he couldn't see. You would think by this, people would be saying, Fire Gone, let him go. He's just a cheater. He doesn't deserve another chance after doing this. You're wrong, buddy. You're wrong. You're wrong. People were blaming Tom Aspinall for this. Quitter, did not want to fight. Oh, he knew he was losing the match because of the first round. He knew he just didn't want to. He just didn't want to, be a man and just dug it out. He was getting outstriked. When this shit happened, that was making me mad as fuck. The way people were saying he was getting outstriked, you would think it was like Tom Aspinall like had 10 strikes and Ciryl Gane had like by 20 or like 30. So like a 20 strike difference. It was less than 5. In total, it was less than 5. I'm pretty sure Tom Aspinall had I could be wrong, but Tom Aspinall had a higher percentage chance, like a percentage of him like strikes and misstrikes than Ciryl Gane. And the way people were saying, oh, he was losing by getting outside, you would think he was losing by like. And the thing is, like he was gonna lose the match, but you would think people were like he got knocked down in one of the first rounds, or like you could clearly see a big difference. But if you're looking at the fight, you see Tom Aspinall adjusting to it and almost like hitting him. People are acting like it doesn't take more than one fight to adjust to a fighter, especially Ciryl Gane, since he's not like the other blobs in the heavyweight division who just are flat-footed or don't move around too much. So they didn't even give him one chance, even though he was showing, even though he showed that he had to get surgery. People are still blaming him for the fight. Again, not against Ciryl Gane, not against Ciryl Gane. And then Ciryl Gane's just free. He did like nothing happened to him. He didn't get punished. He didn't get money taken out of him. He should have because he caused it. It doesn't like it doesn't matter. But no, Tom Aspinall has to live with the damage since he apparently he has to get surgery. And then Ciryl Gane's on Instagram saying, "I don't have a fight announced." Yeah, no, bro. You just pointed your two fingers. I think I don't know which one makes me more mad. This one or the Joshua Van? I honestly think the Joshua Van one makes more mad because at least with this one, honestly, I think they're equal. I think they're equal. If you were looking at this shit live, you would people were burning him. Like people were saying he was never going to be John Jones with the way this was. People were just giving crazy statements. The thing is, you could think that, but like to use this as an example, when he got his eye poked, he well, not even one round finished. Obviously, he was gonna lose the first round, but you can't even let 3 rounds go before the championship rounds go, and you're already saying, yeah, he was gonna lose. He was gonna lose the fight since he got outstruck. But I still think Joshua Van gets me mad because people are still getting mad at him for rightfully celebrating, and rightfully I mean like I said, he celebrated for less than 10 seconds, gave his prayers to Pantoja, and that's it. That's all he did. And people were acting like he fucking like he just ran across the ring and did everything. That I think Joshua Van gets me mad because people are still on about that, even though even though it was barely a celebration. Like the most 3 celebrations every UFC fighter uses, he used. Go on the ringside, celebrate, and that's it. And people were acting like he was he was doing backflips against Pantoja. But yeah, all right, guys, this is the end of my first video. I'm gonna start. Honestly, with this channel, I don't know. This channel, I'm trying to do everything. Honestly, to do everything I like. I love, obviously, like I might talk about NBA, UFC, video games, music, IRL things. So yeah, obviously, I don't know what I'm focused on right now. Maybe more UFC. It's more easier to focus on more UFC things. I'm probably gonna release another UFC video probably this week. Most likely this week since this is the new year, so it'll be easier with my time schedule. But with the actual time schedule of like when the videos are gonna release, it's like kind of random. Like maybe around nightish. Around me, like I live in New Jersey, so obviously for me it's gonna be different for everyone else. But probably around nightish, because that's when I come back from work and actually could have time for it. But yeah, obviously it's the first video, it's not gonna be that big. But if any of you watch it, just let me know what you guys thought about the video, and I'll see you next time.